If you were born with the shapely and athletic legs of a gazelle and leap through life gracefully and effortlessly, this video is definitely not for you. If, however, you're more like me and you've had a perilous flirtation all your life with the cankle, and you know what a cankle is, this video might be for you. Coming up, I'm going to show you 3 strategies for combating ankle swelling. The first 2 are easy and fun. The third one, you're probably not going to want to hear. Functional Feats with Liz. Let's start with the third strategy first because it's the most difficult. That is, we need to cut out from the diet foods that cause inflammation. To find out which ones, let's take a little trip to the grocery store. Sugar, 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 sugar. Candy. Soda, 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 soda. Beer. Wine. More wine. Beer with extra stuff. More energy. Drinks. Bread. Yeast. Added sugar, glutinous grains. We can read some labels. That's a good thing. What does this one have? Sprouted wheat. Sounds good. Added yeast. What's this one? Way too many ingredients. No idea. Added sugar. And all this stuff is junk, more sugar, and surprisingly skim milk. Skim milk. And I'll give you a reason for that later. And all non-fat and skim milk, dairy products, acidic juice, and the dreaded fake juice. So that's the most painful strategy for reducing inflammation. Getting these foods out of our diet, things like sugar, soda, energy drinks, alcohol, especially beer, yeasty breads and pastas, non and skim fat dairy. But how would we do such a thing, and why all the hostility toward beer, and what was that thing about dairy? Beer has yeast in it. Yeast makes bread rise, and when you put it in your belly, it makes you rise too. Yeast is used in the process of fermentation. No need to hate on beer, just know that when we drink it, it causes inflammation. Kombucha. Okay, beware, hippy dippy speak. It does contain some cane sugar, but it is a better choice because it also contains probiotics and acts as a prebiotic to help digest your food, which decreases inflammation. A couple brands contain a small amount of alcohol, and if you drink a lot of it, you can dehydrate yourself. But it can be an excellent substitute at cocktail hour. Hard alcohol contains less sugar than beer and wine. Especially clear alcohols can be used wisely. Enjoy it neat or mix it with sparkling water and some raw honey or maple syrup for sweetener. Natural sweeteners are a better choice because they are closer to the plant form and the delivery of the sugar is slower than with refined sugar. Okay, so what's this thing about dairy that I keep hinting at? Well, it turns out full-fat dairy is what we want to be eating. In 2015, there was a study done. The study has been picked up by folks like NPR and USA Today, so you can see this around, but it's still not really publicized. I've linked it in the description below, and it revealed that the fatty fish eaten by certain dolphins alleviated metabolic syndrome. And that is the cluster of conditions that can lead to heart attack and diabetes. By the way, ankle swelling is an early indicator of diabetes. The main ingredient is the enzyme C17, found in fatty fish, as we said before, also full-fat dairy. So that means milk, cream, yogurt and kefir, sour cream, cheese, and the highest concentration was found in butter. Butter, y'all, butter. Another study linked below shows that men with the highest concentration of butter in their blood had a 44% lower chance of developing diabetes. So get out there and butter up the ones that you love, butter up yourself, and enjoy what nature has made. Turns out that the stuff that grandma used to make, or our great-grandma used to make, is the stuff we should be eating. Make sure that you're getting antibiotic-free, hormone-free, organic products, and watch out for stuff that has added sugar and flavors to it. Strawberry, blueberry, blah, 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 blah. Stay away from it. Go for the plain, whole fat version and sweeten with maple syrup or raw honey or molasses. Add actual real fruit for flavor. Combinations like this can make wonderful desserts and in general create a feeling of satiety, that feeling that we are satisfied by our food and which prevents us from snacking on crap. Vegetarians and vegans will need to turn to the seed oils and coconut oil in particular for that same sort of effect. A great dessert can be made by adding a little bit of raw honey to coconut oil and just eating that like you would pudding. Look for breads that are yeast-free. Sourdough starters are another way to make bread rise without using commercialized yeast. Look for breads that have no sugar added. Look for breads that use ancient grains. Oftentimes people can have an allergic reaction to wheat, but with the non-GMO or the ancient grain, they're fine. This is one of my favorites on the market right now. These breads tend to have higher protein as well. There used to be many options available in the refrigerated section that also had no preservatives, but with the gluten-free trend, I haven't been able to find these breads. Tortillas are another great option. Still have to read the labels. Sometimes they still put yeast in it. Corn is naturally gluten-free, but you gotta get the non-GMO. And run away from lists of ingredients that are so long they don't make any sense. There's no reason to have that much stuff in a tortilla. Potato chips have gotten a terrible reputation, and it is not warranted, especially when they are cooked in quality vegetable and seed oils. Potatoes are naturally gluten-free, and there is no reason to put yeast in potato chip products. Other kinds of chips made from beets and carrots and plantains are fantastic as well. Keep looking for the non-GMO, organic, read the ingredients. This is an example of a stellar label. 2 ingredients. How great is that? The last thing I will leave you with is the idea of just going homemade. Pasta, for instance, is another place where yeast is added. Anything that is in a box usually has some sort of added sugar, flavor, chemical, fertilizer, pesticide, crapola. Just throw that stuff out of your house. I never liked you anyway. You taste like chalk. That wraps up strategy number 1, which is really strategy number 3, which is the hardest one. The next 2 strategies are fun and easy, like I said before, and if it's later in the evening, I recommend getting ready for bed. We'll have a nice self-massage and then a very relaxing restorative yoga pose called Legs Up the Wall, which will send you off to sweet dreams. All right, hopefully you are all comfortable and ready for bed, and this will be a little bit of a quieter and more relaxing speed. So I have my cozy pants that unbutton right here so I can get a little more access to my ankles. And let's take a look at what's happening. So I've been kind of bad lately. I have been drinking beer. That's my big confession. I do love beer. I had Indian food and I wanted a beer to go with it. And consequently, I am paying for it. I've been having burning all through this area right in there, especially at night. Being on my feet all day and coming home, getting into bed, and feeling that all start to light on fire. So I've been elevating my feet and using ice from time to time too. That really helps. But I haven't really been doing this work, so this is good for me to be doing this video to help me work on my practice. I'm going to use some, what did I do here? Some homemade stuff with shea and coconut and aloe whipped up, and some frankincense, and it smells quite good. So we always want to go from the arch to the knee. In general, we just want to be working up the limb toward the heart. We're not going to be pulling that swelling down toward the ankle. Okay, we're going to be pulling that up and out of there. And that's actually something that more massage therapists should be aware of when they're working on people who have ankle swelling. Now, this is the region of the spleen meridian, and this is definitely not a reflexology video, but be aware that there are pressure points all through this area that are very sensitive on people prone to swelling in the ankles. I'm starting at the arch of the foot, and the arch is another area that can be highly sensitive. Working my way around the ankles, pushing in to the flesh of the ankle using my thumbs and rolling over that bone, that long bone. We have a way to remember this bone in massage therapy: big tib, little fib. So this is the tibia that I'm pushing up under and rolling over. And getting in there, you might start to see I have a little nodule right in there. And that side feels pretty good. You might start to feel little lumps and bumps that are particularly sensitive. And this could be shin splints. Shin splints are micro tears in the muscle fiber caused by high impact exercise and maybe even increased weight gain. So working up the leg, rolling over that bone, and then I like to do a little percussion all the way up my thigh. Get the blood flowing from ankle all the way up to the groin. Getting into the toes and the ball of the foot. And working up again through that inner line. And now we're going to get in there with our knuckles, make a soft fist, and pull up toward the groin from the arch of the foot all the way up to the knee, and press your feet out in front of you. Try using the outer blade of the hand and the palm. A little more rolling up over the tibia, toward the heart, toward the groin, toward the knee. Pulling up all around the ankles, up and out, toward the heart. Pull all of that congestion up and out. So that time my hands were sort of like claws. I love the claw-like hand. Just sort of grip on and then push the feet forward. You get the very intense pulling. And yeah, it can hurt a little bit, but you're waking your leg up and you're getting that congestion and swelling and pooling out of your ankle. Finishing up with a few more invigorating and soothing strokes upward. I just wanted to give you a quick idea of how to use self-massage to reduce ankle swelling. And next we're going to do a restorative yoga pose, and you will need a space to put your feet up the wall, and I will show you how to get in and out of that pose. Begin by getting all of the pillows off the bed, if you're doing it on the bed. Otherwise, move to a nice clean floor space. Scoot your rear back to the wall. Take your legs over to the side. Scoot to the target area where you want to bring your legs up. Lie down and pivot. And this is kind of the tricky part. Sometimes you have to rock back and forth a few times to kind of wedge yourself up to the wall. And bring your legs up. Once there, you can let your feet hang out sort of loose and unstructured. Take your arms out to the side and place your palms face up toward the ceiling and breathe. Allow the breath to flow in and out. Allow your mind to relax. About 10 minutes is a restorative yoga pose. If you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit, you can flex your feet back one at a time, placing your legs a little closer and tighter against the wall, getting a great hamstring stretch. And again, breathe and relax. Be comfortable, knowing that in this case, gravity is your friend and all of the fluid and blood and swelling is moving out of the ankle area. To come out of the pose, begin by wiggling your toes and your fingers. Bring your legs down and push and wiggle yourself out away from the wall. Roll to your side. Pause a moment, take a breath, and use your hands to lift your head up. Your head comes up last. Give yourself a moment and some love. Then put all your pillows back on the bed and snuggle up and go night-night. This has been some insight from a body worker of nearly 15 years. If you liked what you learned, please do hit the subscribe button and like the video and tune in again.